Hi, I'm Jen, and the first item I want to show you that I've sold on eBay recently is a vintage 1984 Olympic size large t-shirt. This is from the Los Angeles Olympics, and it was obviously from 1984. I picked it up for 25 cents at a thrift store, and it sold for $20 on best offer. Recently bought 3.5 yards of Disney Finding Nemo cotton fabric for $7.50 at a thrift store, and I sold it for $45 on best offer. I was kind of hoping for a little more than that, but it was a month that I could really use the cash, so I took the offer. I paid 59 cents for this Harley Davidson coffee mug, and I sold it for $19 on best offer. I paid $4 for this needlepoint stocking dollhouse. It was not finished. It was finished, but it needed made into the stocking, and I sold it for $79.99. I had one of these travel alarm clocks when I was in college, and I absolutely loved it. So I knew somebody would want it. It did have a crack in it, and I sold it for best offer for $12.50. I paid $2 for it. I kind of hoped I would get a little bit more for it, but it did have a crack in it, so I was happy with that. This is a vintage 1970s pinback button. It says Darth Vader is a Klingon. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, nor am I a big Star Trek fan, but I know a lot of people are, and the vintage stuff can be valuable. So when I saw this for a quarter, I picked it up, and it sold for $10. This was with the Darth Vader is a Klingon button. It was also 25 cents. I did some research on this online. I could only find one that was at a private collection. They assumed that it was given out at some kind of a protest rally in the 1970s. Darth Vader opposes the ERA, which is the Equal Rights Amendment. So I knew this was before 1982, and I had no idea what this might be worth. So I put it up for auction, and it got 2 bids and closed at $45. Not bad for a 25-cent item. I bought this in a bag of books that I paid $1 for the entire bag. It is the Church of God out of Cleveland, Tennessee, the minutes of their 2010 General Conference, and I sold it on best offer for $20. These sold during a very slow week. I did not have a lot of sales that week, so I took a low offer of $27 for 2 of these, and I paid $18 for a complete set with 12 place settings. So I'm not exactly sure how much that was per piece, but I made money and I'm happy. I purchased a bunch of Halloween costumes last year at $3 each. I'm not making tons of money on them, but they've been a steady seller all year for dress up or birthday parties or going to Disney or whatever, and they're still selling. This is an interesting item. I paid more than I usually would for something like this. I paid $15. I got a best offer of $120. There is some discoloration on the handle, so I was happy with that offer, and I accepted the offer, and I had a feeling this would be worth a lot because it is a Museum of Modern Art something or other, and anytime I see the Museum of Modern Art on something, I take a second look at it. So I was happy with this sale. I paid 50 cents for this. It is Alva Museum replica of a crucifix. I am not sure exactly what it's a replica of. I don't know what art piece with what museum, whatever, but I thought it was cool. I paid 50 cents for it, and it sold for 25. This is a rather frightening Halloween costume. A few years ago at Kmart, I bought a whole bunch of Halloween costumes at 90% off. This was one of them. This one just did not want to sell. I finally sold the last one for $7, and I'm very happy to be rid of them. So, you know, now I can take that money and invest it in something that will sell better. This was a neat cross-stitch pattern. It had vintage advertising logos through it. And I can't even remember where I got this, but I never pay much for cross-stitch patterns, and it sold for $9 on best offer. This is another one of my Halloween costumes that sold. I paid $3 for it, and it sold for $16. I've had this pattern for a long time. I don't remember where I got it. I believe it was at a library book sale for 10 cents, but I am not positive on that, and I sold it for $8. This is another cross-stitch pattern, Ancient Egyptian Treasures. I was a little disappointed in this one. I paid $1, which is a lot for me to pay for a craft pattern, but I thought it would do really well, and it sold for $8 on best offer, which I still made money, but not the profit that I had hoped. This was a fun sale. I paid 59 cents for this coffee mug that says, "Where do I see myself in 5 years?" Well, your chair looks pretty comfy. And I thought this would be a great gag gift for somebody's boss, and somebody bought it for their boss for his birthday, and they paid me $25 on my 59-cent investment. Now, I did have free shipping on this, so the shipping came out of my profit, but I still did well on it. I am Adult Swim. I Survived the Adult Swim Funhouse t-shirt. It sold during a sale for $10, and I paid 25 cents for it, which isn't too bad. 50 cents for this sweater vest of baseball. It's a very, shall we say, unique item, and it sold for $25. Again, it had free shipping, so I just mailed it in a flat rate bubble mailer, and that left me $20 profit. Well, then of eBay fees, of course, but that's not bad. I bought this pattern in a sale of patterns. I believe there was about 20 for $1, and it sold while I had a sale on it on my store, and I sold it for $13.50. This is a Life is Good t-shirt. It's the Optimist, the glass is half full, and I paid, I believe, $2 for this, and it sold during a sale for $12.50. This is a vintage Rubbermaid coffee cup or mug for use in the microwave. I believe I paid 50 cents for this, and it sold during a sale, so it sold for $12.50. I'm not real sure how much I paid for this mug. I know it was under $1, and it sold for $24.99. I believe I paid $3 for this embroidery kit, and if you're not shipping overseas, you're leaving money on the table. This sold, I believe it was to Bulgaria, and it sold during a sale for $24. This is a 1992 Trapper Keeper, and I sold it during a sale for $24. And I bought it in it with a huge box of other stuff, and the entire box was $10, and there was probably about 15 different items that I'm going to be selling on eBay in that box, so I didn't pay much for this. I paid 25 cents for this, and it did not sell for as much as I had hoped. I had all of my items on sale at one point, and this sold during a sale for $7.99. I paid $1 for this cross stitch kit, and it sold during a sale for $16.50. I paid 25 cents for this sewing patch. It is vintage and it was unused, and it sold for $7 with best offer. This was another one of my Halloween costumes that I paid $3 for, and it sold for $20. This was kind of a neat sale. I bought 4 of these for $1 each, and what you do is you send your photo into this company and they put it on a plate, and I checked to make sure that they were still doing these, and they are, but they are not selling these anymore. So if you want a Disney plate like this, I have the only one that was on eBay, and I paid $1 and sold for $25. Again, this is a cross-stitch pattern booklet. I am not sure how much I paid for this. I never pay much for these. I don't even remember where I got it, but it sold during a sale or with a best offer, and it sold for $9. This is a needlepoint canvas with some yarn of a Russian nesting doll, and I believe it's called a Matastroika. I am not the best at pronouncing foreign words, so please forgive me if I butchered it. And I paid $1 for this, and it sold for $13. I recently bought a whole box of hats from an estate, and I paid $5 for the box. There were 80-some hats in there. This one I sold for best offer for $15. This is another one of my hats from that estate sale. This one sold for $25. So I'm making some nice profit on these. This is yet another one of the hats from the estate sale. Again, it sold at $25. So yeah, I'm really happy with this find. Again, this is another one of the hats from the estate sale, and it too sold for $25. I'm not even sure where I bought this. I don't know what I paid for it. I'm sure it would have been under $1. Most likely it was 59 cents, and it sold for $24. And that's it for this week. I'm going to be doing these videos hopefully every week or every 2 weeks, and I hope you will subscribe and come back and watch for more videos. Thanks so much. Bye.